I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership.
Ooh. Okay, when a celebrity or an actor or whatever, when they show us exactly who they are, I think we should just believe them at this point. The Timothee Chalamet situation. I just want to preface this by saying I'm not a Timothee Chalamet hater. When Timothy was doing the Timothy Jamal Black Scent tour, or whatever you call it, that he did with Drewski or whatever, still wasn't on the hate bandwagon. There was a YouTube comment that I found. It's going to be this one right here. And basically, yeah, I agree. He would do these indie films that would just blow up in the niche pockets of the sort of film cinephile community. Films like Little Women, as mentioned in the comment, Call Me By Your Name, had women representation, queer representation, a lot of these disenfranchised group representations. We all projected him as like this little art student, film indie star, I trust Timothee Chalamet, and look at his friendship with Saoirse Ronan. But I have to point out, there were some red flags, like I said, not a part of the Timothee Chalamet hate bandwagon. I'm still not, even after his comments. But again, the recent remarks that he made about the ballet and opera community were very shocking, especially, like I said, because he comes from this very rich theater artsy kid background. So let's react to these remarks, because I do feel like some people have been taking them a little out of context. And, let's see what he says. Maybe it's not that bad.
I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership, but damn, I just took shots for no reason.
That's not a shot. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. So.
That's yeah, that's not really good. Okay, but like I said, it's still not a part of the bandwagon of hate. And the reason that is because, like I said, when a celebrity or an actor kind of shows you who they are, you should really believe them. Like, truly. Like the surprise of, for example, Sydney Sweeney, Matt Rife, Kanye West. There are people who, again, they built up their audience, appealing to a disenfranchised group or to a general audience that, respects them, before they turn around and kind of like spit on the audience who kind of built them up, because now they feel better or more comfortable or even brazen enough to walk into the path of another community and profit in that regard, or at least, like I said, show us exactly who they've always been. In the case of Timothee Chalamet, I think the first red flag was when he had talked about his role in Interstellar, which ironically enough was with Matthew McConaughey. He talked about how he cried when he saw his part. And first you hear that, you think, oh my God, theater kid Timothee Chalamet was just he was brought to tears by his own performance. And then you read on further and realize, oh no, he cried because he felt his role was too small.
And I saw it and I loved it, but then I went home to my dad and I wept for an hour.
Why?
Because I just figured my part was bigger or something. I don't know.
I'm not a theater kid by any metric. Imagine if you're part of that and your role is so minuscule, people don't even reference you in talking about that film. On one hand, you can understand it. On the other hand, it just didn't fit with his humble, artsy theater kid persona. Again, the expectancy for more screen time is a little valid, but like I said, it does hint at that sort of competitive ego that he tends to have. I guess another red flag we can kind of sort of look at is the press run for Marty Supreme. He has become a lot more brazen, a little more emboldened to kind of talk about his performance as, a big deal. And this confidence isn't coming completely out of nowhere because, like I said, he's aligned himself with a lot of Oscar bait films. You know, whether they're indie or not, they all kind of reek of, please give me an award, BAFTA, Oscar, Emmy, as you should. But, you know, in my personal opinion, I do think the arts and arts entertainment, it is competitive in a sense that, you know, you fit in where you can and you do well where you can. But this isn't like, it's not like tennis. It's not competitive in the way that gymnastics is, or even ice skating. Like, it's the arts. You're acting. You roll a camera and be good at your job, and you have to, of course, fit the role. While Timothy's ambitious and competitive edge, his Capricorn nature, if you're into astrology, has served him to do all of these amazing roles in films, it still lends itself to this persona that, again, society has kind of put on him, that, hey, maybe this is just who he is. Like, he wants to be an Oscar winner. He wants to be a big deal. He wants to be taken seriously. And we kind of need to stop looking at him as though he's like this indie art theater kid, you know, from nowhere. He's 30. He's 30. So, not to shatter the glass even further, we can kind of look at the kind of films that he's done as well, that, for me, in my opinion, reek of Oscar bait. The Bob Dylan movie.
Clap if you care. All right, let's move on.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the most Oscar baity movie you can ever, you know what I mean? If he's this competitive person, and if he's going after, you know, those awards, yeah, a lot of his decisions are kind of going to clue into exactly those means. Take, you know, for example, let's look at Bradley Cooper. And Bradley Cooper, he has gotten this criticism for a very long time, that he is trying so hard to get an Oscar, that it's kind of cringy, because we look at all of his films, you know, like American Sniper, was it Maestro, and just look at him. Like, he is incredible. Also a Capricorn. He is incredible. He's a great actor. Nobody can deny that Bradley Cooper is a great actor with a really, really young girlfriend.
Nice.
It's just still the try hard, the desperation for an award kind of makes us a little adverse to him and even some of his works, because, again, we start to feel like, okay, we know you're good. The Academy won't think you're good enough for this award that you want so badly, because you want it so badly. And there's nothing wrong, like, as an actor, if you want a shortcut to your Oscar, like, we totally get it. This is your Olympics, getting this award. We totally understand it. Having that mindset in the arts entertainment field, it makes us, as your audience, a little icky. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's even more ickier when you think about the fact what his mom and his family lineage has all been a part of ballet. It's kind of like, ooh, that's literally biting the hand that feeds you. A lot of the conversation too has been, is he now becoming for the male gaze? Well, yes. Not to judge dating preferences or anything like that, and I really hate to take it here, because we shouldn't judge a person's personal preferences outside of work and life as an indicator of who they are. But his dating of Kylie Jenner, listen, she's a beautiful woman. She's gorgeous, endlessly beautiful. Kylie Jenner is such a specific choice. She is attractive in the way that Sydney Sweeney is attractive, just entirely for the male gaze. I know people really hate hearing that, but it's true. I know. Again, people really gave him the benefit of the doubt. I think he had consistently shown us these signs of being, like I said, competitive for the bros. He wants to be a theater guy who's for the bros, where they turn to their audience who's built them up to be a certain way and look at them and say, I know you guys want me to be this person, but I'm not. And I've been skating by on your innocent application of persona for long enough. And I want to make money in a different way. I want to make money by being brazen. I want to make money by appealing for the male gaze. I want to sell my bathwater. Get out of my way, you know? and you kind of have to say, well, listen, after enough signs, it's not going to be an assumption if I say, you know, this person is aligning this way or this person isn't who we exactly project them to be. It's better to just keep your projections at home, knowing that maybe this person may not be exactly who you've attached yourself to be.